So come to a child's pose briefly. Bring your knees together and your feet together. Knees together and feet together in child's pose. Yeah, think about it. Yeah, so when you do child's pose this morning, do it with your legs together and the tops of the feet down, and then bring the front of the forehead to the mat and slide your arms back with the palms, the back of the hands facing up. It's a little different. If your forehead is really far from the ground, you could take a block and place it underneath your forehead. Yeah, if you want a better yoga practice, throw your phone away. Throw your phone away. It's like, you know, that concept when you drive in your car, you should leave your phone in the trunk. Yeah, same thing. Let your lower back spread across your heels. And just begin to connect to a breath that works. So it's recommended that we use Ujjayi breathing, inhalation through the nose, exhalation through the nose. And you want to try not to like take breaths through your mouth. You want to breathe through your nose. Keep your body the way it is and just start to slide your arms forward and activate your hands. Press them firmly into the ground. Spread all 10 digits and create a lift of your arms. So your forearms lift, like lift from the ground. Yeah, so you're setting up your arms here for a down dog, but you're not quite there yet. Anchor the hands, curl the toes into the mat, lift the hips, and arrive to a dog, downward facing dog. Take up a lot of space on your mat. Yeah, you can finagle a little. Finagle. Yeah, you can snuggle or you can not snuggle. Spread the toes wide. And depending on the day, sometimes you have to bend behind your knees a lot or a little bit. So when you breathe your hips up off your shoulders, lengthen the backside of your body, and then think of the center of your heel and starting to let the center of the heel come closer to the ground. It may or may not ever happen. Plug down your thumb, your index finger, your baby finger. You just begin to feel your body as it holds itself up. Chopper 10 is above us. The drone. Roll forward to plank. From down dog to plank, a lot of times we have to adjust. So if you need to walk it out, it's okay. You want your shoulders directly over your elbows directly over your wrists. And I always say your body parts are your own real estate. So look around and make sure that things are set up correctly for you. And the creases of the wrist are always forward, which is really important because you don't want your arms going into internal rotation. They look good. Little micro bend, and then broaden across the upper shoulder blades and take the round out of your back. So your arms are really straight, Lauren. You're pulling your belly in and your gaze, also known as your drishti, is looking forward a little. That's it. If you're checking out, come back to the breath. Take the round out of the back, draw the belly in, broaden across the upper shoulders, contract the thighs and squeeze the outer ankles in. Bring more weight forward onto your tippy toes. There you go. That's the sweet spot right there. Hold. With your arms straight and your legs straight, lift your hips up and back dog. So you found your spot right here. Yeah. Roll forward again to a plank, just like a wave in the ocean. Yeah, perfect. Everybody drop the knees directly down. So when your knees drop directly down, they're actually a little behind you, which is good. Your toes can stay curled into the mat just like this, or you can lift your heels up. I kind of like it like this, and I like to cross my ankles. So give it a whirl. And then you're going to bend your elbows just in half. That's it. And then re-straighten your arms to a supported plank. So we'll just take a few like this. Keep the neck nice and long. Bend your elbows. Chaturanga with your knees on the ground and your feet lifted. There you go. Straighten your arms. So bend your elbows in half, chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms to a supported plank. Keep going, bend your elbows, chaturanga. The slower you move, the better off you'll be. Straighten your arms. 2 more, bend your elbows. Draw your waist up, re-straighten your arms. One more, bend your elbows, do it a little slower. So no jerky movements. Re-straighten your arms, pause, uncurl your toes to the floor, activate your legs to a plank, and then lift your hips to a dog. So it's good to know that option because we take a lot of push-ups. You can also omit the push-ups, but that's a good way to take the chaturanga. Roll forward to plank. Bend your elbows in half to a chaturanga. This time, drag yourself through an up dog. Those look pretty good. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Roll forward to plank position. Hug your right knee to your navel and pause. Yeah. So when you're in this plank, your knee to your navel type stuff, you can always lift your hips up a little higher if something's going on with the neck, the lower back, the shoulders. But ideally, you want to create a straight line of energy. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Your arms are straight up and down. Now look forward with your eyes and step your right foot all the way forward and through. So it's a really big step. Be on your fingertips here and just pause. Activate the muscles around your back quadricep. Yes, your back leg is set up for plank. Yeah. And then lead with your chest right here. Grip your right hip in and just pause. So just be in this moment because this is stretching the back left hamstring and psoas muscle, which is our walking muscle, which we need in life to just be people, to walk the steps, to walk up and down the steps, to walk the mall. Later in life, we'll be walking the mall. Lead with the chest. My God, shoot me. Yeah. So what you're going to do here is stay on your fingertips. You're going to straighten your right leg. Don't step your back foot in as much as it's going to go. Cup the mat with your fingers and draw your navel in like you're rounding like an angry cat and round the forehead towards the knee. Your right leg may not go super straight. That's okay. Rebend the right leg on track. Lead with your chest. Be here. Straighten the right leg. Do it really slow. The goal is to really hug the hips in, draw the waist up, scoop up the belly, and then round a little closer to the knee. Rebend the right leg in half. This is working on joint mobility, which I love. One more time, straighten out the legs, scoop up the mat. It's almost like you're gonna move the mat away, round into yourself. Rebend the right leg. Left fingertips stay tented. You can always use a block. Peel your right arm open into a twist. Yeah, so even having your right hand on the flat part of your back is a really good alternative. If you feel like you're taking this into areas of your body that don't feel like, oh, this does not feel good. Grip your right hip in strong and breathe your chest open as you really squeeze the legs super tight. Give yourself the opportunity to do a little less. I guarantee each and every one of you do a lot throughout the course of the day. So cut yourself some slack on the mat. Look down with your eyes, right hand comes to the floor, plant your palms, step to a plank. Just step to a plank. Now hold plank or hold a chaturanga. You decide how much you want to put out today. It's up to you. Re-straighten your arms, plank position, or just pause and plank. Hug the left knee in and up, point the toes, scoop out your belly, arms are straight up and down. Yeah, all sorts of stuff comes up. Glide your eyes forward and glide your left foot all the way forward and through. So be on your fingertips here, arrange your feet so they're wide enough, there's enough positioning, and you just begin to feel right here. So our mind starts to run away from us. We start to think of excuses to not do this. Activate the back leg. Let the breath flow. So scoop up the mat and really tent the fingertips and start to straighten your left leg on track. Keep your ball of your back right foot down and scissor the inner and outer thighs together as you scoop out your belly round into yourself. Rebend the left leg on track. Lead with your chest. Activate your back leg more. There you go. Straighten the left leg on track. Do it slow. Scoop out your belly. Let the head go. Rebend the left leg. Lead with your chest rather than like lurching forward with your neck. You're leading with your heart and your sternum. One more, straighten the left leg. Breathe into the hamstrings. Scissor the outer hips together. Rebend the left leg on track. Right hand tent, left arm peels. You can slide a block underneath your right hand. You can also just have your left hand to the flat part of your back. That's perfect. Stack the two shoulders the best that you can. Scissor the outer thighs together and twist open. Good. Look to the floor. Left hand comes down. Step your right foot forward to meet your left. Your feet are hips width distance. Come to the fingers, long spine, or hands can simply just rest on your shins. This is cool, but bring your weight forward. And then exhale, dive into your self forward fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Sometimes you get dizzy. Drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Drop your arms and just stand still for a second and just feel your body. Feel how you feel on your mat without any judgment. And let's move together. Arms reach straight up towards the sky, look up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Always bend your knees in that forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare you. Plant your palms and step to plank. Just step. I know some of us are very eager. Bend your elbows in half to a chaturanga or skip it. I don't really care. Upward facing, point your toes. Hips up and back, downward facing. I went through a 6-month period where I didn't take a push-up, and guess what? I survived to talk about it, right? So you do what feels your body needs, and our bodies need different things on a weekly, daily basis. Look where you wanna go. Step or float your feet to the top. Good, long spine to prepare you, weight is forward. Exhale, fold you. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer at heart, drop your arms. Again, arms reach up, stretch up big. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your weight pull you forward. Long spine sets you up. Step, or float to a chaturanga. It's up to you how you want to move. Up dog is a nice smooth opening of the chest. The hips up and back, downward facing. Yeah, if cobra works better for you, if just holding a dog works better for you. Arms are straight, look where you want to go. Step or float to the top, get there light. Long spine, keep the weight forward. They're in the balls of the feet. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up, anchor. Drag it to prayer at heart, drop your arms. Arms reach up, nice smooth movements. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare. Plant your palms, you can step. If you want to float, you're gonna land with bent elbows. That was a good one, Amy. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Just check with the index fingers and turn them out a tiny bit, and then you're gonna be in really good shape. Perfect. Anchor your hands, look where you wanna go. Step or float to the top, get there light. Long spine, keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Nice work. Drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. One more, arms reach up. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare, plant your palms. You can step. If you choose to float, bent elbows, chaturanga. Then your up dog, anchor your legs, press through your feet, hips up and back, downward facing dog. From your down dog, land your right foot forward. Just step it forward and through and be in a low lunge. You were here just a moment ago. Yeah. Reach your arms back like a set of airplane wings. Know right here in this moment, you can always drop your back knee. As a modification, flip your palms down, Beth. Yes, perfect. That way you're getting a squeezing of your shoulder blades, gripping of the hips, back leg is strong. Feel the weight in the standing right heel. Feel the right thigh bone slide back into the hip socket. You shouldn't feel pressure in your right knee here. Activate your back leg more, and then sweep your arms out and up, come up crescent lunge. If you get here and it feels wobbly, unstable, uneasy, you're kind of pissed at the pose, drop your knee and just be here. This is still gonna get something from here. Your hip points are forward ideally. You're breathing your chest through your body. Your hands can always be on your hips. Yeah. You can squeeze your elbows a little and get your shoulders to kind of, yeah, perfect. You can smile or you could just be sad in the moment. You could choose your suffering. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Pause, keep your right foot where it is. Just turn your back foot on a strong angle. Grip the right hip under you. What happens here is our butt sticks out. So grip your right hip under you. Reach your arms back and hover over your front right thigh again. This time your back foot is on a strong angle, almost about 70 degrees forward. So much so that your thigh bone can turn, your waist can turn forward, and then anchor to rise, warrior one. When you come up, you may have a little bit of wiggle room with your front leg. Like you may be able to slide your right foot a little bit more forward. Spin your left ribs forward, so your whole left side of the body is facing forward towards the front edge of the mat. Press strong through your feet and legs. Interlace your hands over the top of your head if this does not pinch your shoulder. If it does, then keep your hands separated. Stretch up out of your waist. Wiggle your waist up as you get heavier in your legs. Close your eyes and hold 3 breaths. Nice work. Open your eyes, split your arms apart. Regular warrior 1. Take your hands to frame your front foot. Step to plank. Pause and plank. When you get to plank, bend your elbows to a chaturanga. Support with your knees down. Pull yourself to a smooth up dog. Activate your legs. So here you are in an up dog. If you want to add more, recurl the toes, bend your elbows to a chaturanga. Re-straighten your arms to plank. Hips up and back, down dog. If it didn't work out for you, it's okay. From your down dog, just land your left foot forward and through into a low lunge and pause. Arrange your feet and your hips and make sure everything feels okay. So just step your left foot all the way forward and then reach your arms back and hover, palms face down. Left hip, you got to hug it underneath you, activate your back leg. And there's a squeezing of your shoulder blade. So lift your chest a little bit more up off your thigh. And you feel like you're going to launch forward. Heavier in that left heel, left thigh slides back into the hip socket, and then your hip points lift and lift you up, arms up towards the sky, crescent lunge. You get here and you feel like you need to back off, drop your back knee. Hands can also just be on your hips. This is a good place to be. Yeah. Let the thoughts come and go. It's natural that you're not going to have just like one thought. Like, I'm just focusing on my breathing. Like, that's not going to happen. Let's just face it. Hands to frame your front foot. Pause. Keep the left foot where it is. You're going to focus on the left hip, gripping it under you. Turn the back foot on a strong angle. The second we do that, our hip wants to pop out. Pivot the right thigh more forward and then reach your arms back. It's just the nature. Right. I've been doing this for a long time. I know exactly where the body's going to go because it's just like when you do this a lot and you're an active individual, the body wants to do everything it's not supposed to do. You're hovering over your front thigh. You're getting heavy in the front leg. Back right thigh pivots forward enough that your waist can turn and then root to rise warrior 1. Once you come up to warrior 1, you might have a little wiggle room with your front thigh. So step your foot a little bit more forward. Good. Outer blade of your back foot presses firm. Right ribs turn, so your whole body faces forward. And then if you could remember your grip, interlace your hands, do the opposite. Good luck with that. Close your eyes for a second and just breathe yourself up off your waist as you get heavier in your front thigh. You got to bend into your front thigh. Keep bending the front thigh. Blink your eyes open, separate your hands to the shoulder width distance. Yeah. Hands come down to frame your front foot, plank position, pause. So do it slow, bend your elbows to a chaturanga. Drag yourself to an up dog, pause in the up dog. This may be enough for you. You could recurl the toes, rebend the elbows to a chaturanga. Activate your legs in your core, plank position. Nice work, hips up and back, down dog. Let that go. Look where you want to go, step or float to the top. Get there light. You could just walk too. Long spine, weight forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Sit into the notorious chair pose that everyone loves. Now in chair, your feet can be a little separated. That's cool. Or they could be together. Sometimes the big toes are together and the heels are a little split. And you could play with that too. Anything goes. If having the arms up aggravates something, your hands can be on your hips, your arms can be cactus. The idea is the lower half of the body is moving down and the upper torso is moving up as you get heavy in your heels. Try not to cock the neck up and back. Just keep it nice and neutral so it's free. And then press up to stand up, drag it to prayer heart, and drop your arms. Just a few sun bees together. Let's get ourselves together here. Arms stretch up. Sit deep into a chair. Get heavy in your legs and let that energy just run down. Dive over bent legs, forward fold. Weight pulls you forward. Long spine to set you up. Step or float through your vinyasa. So decide what you need. You might not know what you need. Up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. From your down dog, land the right foot forward. Turn the back foot on a strong angle, warrior one. Hands come down to frame your front foot, plank position. Nice work. Upward facing slides you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot turns. Yeah, everyone's moving like a little different because everyone's bodies are different. Warrior one, left side. Some of us are fast, some of us are slow. Chaturanga. Upward facing pulls you through. Downward facing is where we always meet. So you have an opportunity to reset and just breathe for a second. Arms stay straight, look to the top of the mat, step or float your feet through. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Sit into a strong chair. Work out the arrangement of your feet so it feels good for you. Stick your butt all the way back and transfer the weight into your heels. And then see if you can look forward just a little. Yeah. Press up to stand up. Yeah. Drag it to prayer at heart. Drop your arms. This bush looks like it's dying. Chair pose. Here we go. This one here looks like it's not looking good. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Long spine to prepare you. Step or float through your vinyasa. Nice work. Up dog is a new breath, a back bend. Hips up and back, downward facing. Controlled movements. Right foot forward, back foot turns, warrior one. You want to feel the ground and then come up. Hands come down to a plank. Chaturanga or not. Yeah, you may want to bag them at this point. Up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Listen, if warrior doesn't feel good, you can always take crescent. That's fine. Back down we go to a plank. Bend your elbows for that chaturanga. Up dog slides you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Just be still and breathe. Each one hopefully gets a little bit better. Arms stay straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Long spine, keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Sit again into a chair. Weight moves into your heels. Press up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Arms slide up. Sit again into chair. When you fold, fold over bent legs. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips to prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog slides you through. Hips up and back, downward facing. Now it's like a little dance. Right foot forward, back foot turns, warrior one. Just moving and breathing, getting out of your own way. Back down we go to a chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left foot lands, back foot turns, warrior one. Back down we go, plank to a chaturanga. Upward facing point. Hips up and back, downward facing. Land your right foot forward, turn your back foot strong, warrior one, come on up. So in warrior one, just straighten your right leg on track for a second and feel your right hip pull back and your left waist and ribs pull forward. You could still do this on the ball of the back foot if that feels better. Yeah. So Anna, bring your left ribs towards the door more. Yeah, and soften a little behind your right knee. Yeah, there you go. And then lift up out of your waist. Good. Now rebend the front thigh and see if you can feel the energy move a little bit more into the back leg rather than feel like all the weight is going to your front leg and front knee. We want to avoid that. And then turn your left ribs a little bit more forward. There you go. Hands come down through a vinyasa or just right to a dog, you pick. So deliberate movements. When you get to your dog, down dog, land your left foot forward, turn your back foot strong, come up warrior one more time. So once you come up to this warrior one, straighten your left leg just on track, soften a little behind your knee, feel the outer blade of your right foot press, and then like pivot your right rib like an inch or two more forward. Yes. Feel your feet really ground you, your waist will really lift you. Energize the fingers and then start to bend into your front thigh. You may or may not get any difference, but just begin to feel the muscles around your back leg really fire up. Come to your breath. Hands to the floor, plank position, vinyasa or not. Get to your down dog, exhale all your breath out. Let your head just be free and just feel for a moment. Look where you want to go, step or float to the top. Long spine, keep the weight forward, exhale, fold. Sit into your chair pose, weight moves into your heels. Good, get real heavy in your legs here. Slide your hands to prayer. This is where we pray for ourselves. Inhale the breath, hook the elbow and twist to the right. If something funky is going on in the lower back, I'm cool with you doing air twisting like Elise is demonstrating here. The shape of your legs should be like a strong box. Yeah. Your left knee has a tendency to want to slide past the right. Yeah. Weight stays in your heels. Yeah. The movement is coming from your little ribs. If you want to open up your arms, you can, or you could just be happy with what you've got here. Watch the left side of the body, Beth, that doesn't come all the way forward. Yeah. The breath is flowing. You're not getting angry with yourself. You're just breathing and trying to enjoy it. Strong legs, chair, pull around, recommit, stay with it. You could do this. You're all tough. It never gets old. Drag the hands to prayer. Just be thankful you're not like in a 120-degree room. Inhale the breath, hook towards the left. Oh God, never again. Never again. Get in there. Yeah, exactly. I don't even think you need it. Just use your breath and breathe. Watch the right side of the body. It has a tendency to get a little sneaky on us and it slides past. And the goal in this pose is to keep the legs and the hips aligned. If you're opening up your arms, that's wonderful and great. Just make sure you don't forget to breathe. Stay with it. Stay with it. I know. Happy people, happy places. Pull around chair. So you're in your chair and you're probably angry. So drop down a little lower. Soften your shoulders. Yeah. I call this the porta potty squat. Yeah. Shoot up to stand up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms. So you're going to stand on your left leg right now and draw your right knee towards your navel with your right hand. Just do this much. Slide your left hand to your hip and just be still for a sec. Honestly, my balance has been so bad this week. This is as far as I was going in my personal practice. But if you're ready to move on, you're going to hook your big toe. And this will be where you stop. If you're ready to move further from here, the hinge goes straight forward. You're just going straight forward. Now your shoulder and your body doesn't move forward. You're standing up really tall. So if you feel like you're losing it, you back out. Left arm slides up towards the sky. Being right here is great because it's stabilizing of the core. And you work on the focus and the breath. The left side of the body is where the growth happens. Keep the leg moving forward. So either it's hooked, the big toe is hooked. You're going to switch the grips. You're going to grab the outer blade of the foot and then reach the right arm back. So if this kind of takes you out, bent leg and stand up tall, it's going to look like this. Your left hand's on the outside of your right thigh and you're reaching your right arm back. Yeah. And you're nice and upright. Flex your right toes, and that's going to help you activate your psoas more and your core muscles. Nice. Good. Pull around to center. The leg is up, the arm is up. Just have the leg bent like this. The arms keep reaching up. You're still standing on the left leg. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and now sit into your version of chair. Slide your hands to your hips for me and move your hips back. Sometimes this foot slides off and you actually have to work it up. Yep. Then you're going to get in here. You're going to use the back of your triceps and you're going to karate chop your shin. Your hands come to prayer. Get real heavy in your legs. Most of you need this more than anything. Flex your right foot. If you need to drop your fingertips to the floor or to a block. Yeah. Get heavy in your heel and breathe. There you go. Nice work. Keep the strong flex of your foot, ladies. 2 more breaths. Now challenge yourself to take both your hands to your hips at the same time. Press out of it to stand up. Lower the right foot. Stand still. Shift the weight now onto your right leg. Draw the left leg up. Grab below the kneecap. Slide the right arm up. This could be the pose. Don't go out too big. As my father used to say, don't go out too fast. It's going to hit you up. It's hit you later on the big hill. Grab below the knee. This could be where you stay right now. If you'd like to hook the big toe and experiment kicking the leg forward, go for it. How deep you go in the pose does not mean anything. Staying connected to your breath and just being present is much more important. Yeah, so if you back out, it's okay. The growth happens from the right side of the body here. So reach the right arm up a little more. Keep the left leg moving forward and change the grip. So maybe your hand's on the outside of the foot. This is dancing Shiva. The left arm reaches back, or maybe you're just taking your right hand to the outside of that left thigh and reaching back with your arm. You got it. And if you fall, you come back to the posture and you try again. Flex the left toes more. Yeah, it's going to help you out. Keep the leg in the space the way that it is. Pull around to center, arms up, leg up. Keep the right leg straight, cross the left leg over it. Make the number 4, and then get heavy in your right leg as you start to sit. Maybe slide the hands first to prayer, then your hands to your hips. Maybe you need to get this left leg a little bit more up, flex the foot, and then come down and karate chop that front leg. I like the back of the triceps, like a little ledge, and then the hands in prayer. Maybe the fingertips need to come down to the floor or to a block, but the goal is to keep the external rotation of the left leg. That's it. Keep moving the hips to the back edge of the mat and leaning a little with your chest. Yes, so you're not just dumping down and you can't breathe. The strong flex of the left foot's going to help you, and eventually your foot's going to wrap around your tricep. There you go, so you can flex the foot. Stay with it. Get a little heavier in the standing leg. Weight is in the heel. And then challenge yourself at the same time. Hands to your hips. Press all the way up. Lower the feet down. Stand tall. Arms stretch straight up. Sit into chair. Deep chair pose. Lower all the way down to your bum. Slide the palms flat to the ground like this. Out in front of you. The legs come up and they bend. So it's a supported Navasana. Slide the arms forward. Palms flat. More forward, more forward, more. There you go. Bend your legs. Slide your arms forward. So your chest, there you go. Palms are flat. Bend your knees. Lift your collarbone. Spread your collarbone wide. Flex your toes. Press down with your hands. Draw your waist up. You should feel something. So the palms may not be flat. They can also be cupped and tented, but I want them a little in front of you because this is helping you not access your low back, but work deep into your core muscles, which most of us need. Now you're going to lower to an Ardha Navasana. This is not great for lower back. When you lower like this and you hover, hands can stay down, legs can lift at any angle. So up to a 90-degree angle is going to be the less for the lower back. This is going to be the most intense. Keep the hands down though. Keep the hands down. Press them into the floor. You got it. Maybe the fingertips are cupped. Maybe they're firm. Keep pressing the hands down. Press them down, press them down, press them down. Pull yourself up. Navasana with the hands down. Hands are down. There you go. One more time for shits and giggles. Here we go. Lower. Keep the hands down. It's different. Any angle with your legs. Hands down. Pull yourself up. Navasana. Ooh. Cross your ankles and crawl to the back of the mat. We'll be honest. Crawl. Just crawl and move through a vinyasa or just meet me in a down dog. We got more work to do. Don't lose your mojo. When you get to your downward facing dog, land your right foot smack forward in a low lunge. Yeah. Just be in a low lunge for a second. Just feel your back leg go strong. Yeah. Pivot your back foot on a strong angle, and from the ground up, you're just going to slide right into a triangle like this. That most of you are going to face towards the table and the pool. So take your right hand, Anna, to the front of your right shin and grab your shin and pull up on the shin like you're moving the leggings, and then slide your left arm up. This looks great. I find the most success getting into triangle this way. Breathe your chest open. Firm up your feet and your legs. Back leg is strong, and the front leg can always have a little bend behind it. Great. Perfect. Your side body is active, and your bottom ribs have to turn. Yes. So the right ribs turn up towards the sky. So you're going to look down, tempt the right fingertips out in front of you, and you're going to float from here into a half moon. The right hip hugs in, the right foot stays forward, and your left hand may need to pop up onto your hip. As you continue that movement of your right ribs turning, and then maybe the left arm can slide straight up towards the sky. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. If you fall out, you restart. Your right leg is like Tadasana, standing up nice and tall. You're hugging your right hip in strong, and you're breathing your left leg up, only hip height. Everyone looks really good. Lift from your inner thigh, flex your foot more. Yeah, if you want to take a Chopasana, Beth, you can. If you were just thinking about it and changed your mind, that's cool too. You got it. Some days it happens. So if you are grabbing your foot from behind, the kick goes behind you, so you don't take it into your lower back. Yes. Yeah, I like that, Amy, right there. And then you're going to kick behind you rather than up. Yes, that's where a lot of times we're unaware that we're not taking it in the right spot. Regular half moon if you added anything in. Okay, look down, stay here for a second. Take a giant step back and find warrior two. Cartwheel open warrior two. We haven't been here yet. So warrior two, just reminding you, your hips are nice and open. Take a bigger, longer stance. Yeah, you got it, perfect. It was coming to adjust, you don't need my help. You got your own. Rotate your right thigh open. Yeah, sometimes I actually take my hand and take it to the inside of my right thigh and like literally roll it back. And then I re-spread my arms wide. Let's actually do this today. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm and eagle the arms. If this doesn't feel good to you, you can just go opposite shoulders. So take the eagle arms, Laura. And then what I need you to do is rotate your right knee towards the right corner of the mat and breathe your left shoulder back. There you go. And then get heavy in your legs and close your eyes and just be here and breathe. The feeling is just a feeling. It is temporary. Unravel your arms to warrior two. Stay in it. Get heavier in your legs. Reach out, place your hand on the instep of your foot. Slide your hand to a block if you need that. Most of us need a block, place the low or medium height. And then slide your left hand behind you and take a half bind. It's gonna feel really good. Yes, and then lean back into the inner right thigh. Broaden your collarbone and your chest and look up. I mean, to practice outside is such a gift. And just look at the sky. There's not a cloud in the sky. Breathe. Or close your eyes and just feel the outside energy. Grip the right hip underneath you. Yes, and turn those ribs up, holding a little longer. Warrior two, come on up. Never gets old. Look forward, circle the hands to a plank position. Yeah. Drop down to your forearms. Do it slow. You're on your forearms. Spread your palms wide. Yeah. Lean onto the left side for a Vashisthasana. You can stagger your feet on your forearm. Yeah, you can also just drop your bottom knee, Laura. This is a modification for this too, if you don't want to go down onto your forearm. Everyone seems to have it. The arm forward can be on any angle that works for your body. To intensify things, top arm can wrap forward, and you can lift your foot away from the bottom foot like 2 inches. Do it less. Yes, there you go, much more controlled. Lauren, your cousin may never talk to me again. Plank, forearm plank, move slow. She may never talk to me again. Forearm plank. She's like, who is this person? Yeah, you're friends with her? You're like, not really, she's abusive. Plank position, crawl yourself up, plank position. Hips up and back down dog. Stay with me, ladies, you're doing great. Glide your left foot forward and through, just pause in a low lunge. Just pause in a low lunge, left side. So set up this foot first and then turn your back foot on that strong angle and then straighten the leg. And if you pull up, come into your triangle pose from the ground up. So it's real deliberate. Sometimes you get here, you need to kind of reassess the positioning of your feet. So if it feels a little off, just pull out of it and reset up. You want to feel like the side of your body is really holding you up. Yes, that you're not dumping down. Turn the bottom left ribs, yes, towards the sky. And get real light in your shoulders. Anchor that back leg. Grip the outer thighs in. Continue to breathe and just feel. Nice work, ladies. Couple more. Okay, look down. Keep the left leg strong. Reach out for that block. Your right hand may slide to your hip. Pop up into a half moon. Do it really slow. Yeah. The left foot's tendency is it wants to turn in. Yeah. So you really have to think about hugging your left hip under you. Perfect. And then breathe the chest open. Lift from the inner right thigh. Flex your right toes. Good. If you want to add on, you can. The bend goes behind you and then you grab, yes, from the outer ankle is going to probably be easier. The kick goes behind you. Soften behind the standing leg though. Regular half moon. If you added in any embellishments, regular half moon. Okay, look down, keep the left foot forward. Take a giant step back into warrior two. Set up your feet here, take a second, cartwheel open. And like literally take your left hand and rotate your thigh open for yourself because it's a good adjustment. And then breathe your chest nice and open. That looks good, these look great. Rotate that left knee back. And then wrap your right arm underneath your left and eagle the arms. If you think you mixed up the arms, do the arm that you didn't stretch yet. Yeah, good luck. Rather than yanking down, lift the elbows up. Close your eyes and just breathe, just 5 breaths. It's okay, you come out of it, you come back into it as many times as you need. Feel your feet, feel your legs, you're strong. Warrior two, open up. Take your left hand to the instep of the left foot. Most of you have a block. Slide it down on a direction, either low or medium. Right arm up, and then you can just go right ahead into this half bind because you're ready for it. Wrap your right arm behind your back. Keep bending into that front leg, Lauren. Yeah, you may need to slide that right leg back further to get in deeper. Yeah. Grip the left hip underneath you. And then, Anna, think about leaning into the table right now. Turn your right toes more forward, and that may help. I know this side is not good. This side is not happy. Feel your feet on the floor. Sometimes that helps. Like when I feel uncomfortable in a pose, what I do is I start to direct my energy and my focus towards something else, something that feels really good in the posture. Like it feels really good to open up the collarbone and the chest. So focus on that for a breath or two, and then you kind of forget about it for a sec. Yeah, and it comes back, but focus on the good and breathe 2 more breaths. Anchor your legs, warrior two. Just pull yourself up. Look forward, circle the hands to a plank and pause. So you hit the plank position first, okay? Then you drop to your forearms slowly. Yeah. You pause here. You always check back in. Then we're gonna roll into our forearm side plank. So the right arm can turn out any angle that works for you. You can stack your feet, you could stagger your feet. You could drop the bottom knee. You can support by not being on your forearm. If you want more this morning, your top arm, wrap it up and forward. Yes, turn the baby finger down and then hover the left foot from the right foot only an inch. There you go. Lift from your bottom hip. Draw the chest open. These look phenomenal. Slow motion forearm plank. So don't just plop into it. Do it slow. One hand at a time, plank position. You got this. Hips up and back, down dog. Land your right foot forward, crescent lunge, come up. Yeah, we didn't even need a vinyasa right now. We did plenty. Crescent lunge, slide the hands to prayer. Inhale your breath, lean out in front of you, hook the elbow and twist. Just keeping it moving. Activate your back leg. Listen, if this becomes a sad state of affairs, drop your back knee and do a little less. But lean back into the posture so you get the crown of the head to line up with your back left heel. Nice, Reggie. Grip your right hip in strong. Yeah, I like that, Elise. Just hover and really feel that back left quadricep doing a lot of work. We're gonna have some fun in a second. You guys look like your middle name is fun this morning. 2 more breaths. Okay, look down, place both hands to the floor, pause. All of you have a block, I think. You're gonna reach out with the block underneath your left hand a little forward. Your right hand's gonna come to the flat part of your back. Just do that much first. Take the block up high. Yeah, take the block up on its highest setting. And then very slowly let the left leg pop up like you're in a warrior 3. We're going into revolved Ardha. You hate this posture. Then do this, then do twisting triangle. Yeah, but do twisting triangle with your hand on your shin because it works your legs more. Perfect. Good. So don't open your hips if you're in revolved Ardha. Fan your toes down towards the ground, lift from your inner thigh. Now you feel your low back and you feel your palm pressing into that low back. That's good. Perfect. You're doing it perfect. And that the alignment there looks really good. If you want to extend your arm up for the last breath or two, that's up to you. Only do it if it feels like, you know, I can do this and not be miserable. Look down, take both hands to the floor. Listen carefully. Your right foot stays where it is. Your left leg slides in front. Yes. Your baby toes touch and your heels separate. You got it. Perfect. I know it took a lot of energy to think about that. Come to the fingertips, long spine, like you're cupping the mat. And then exhale, fold. And then creep around on your mat. Like maybe walk a little left. Yeah, but keep your hips over your heels. Maybe walk through center, maybe walk a little to the right. Maybe you're just neutralizing this. Like creep around a little so it feels good. Eventually you find your way back to center, okay? Yep. Okay, you're ready. You're gonna bend down like this. It's gonna look like this. You're gonna take, yeah, we're going into crow with your ankles crossed. Okay, but I'm not really doing crow yet either because of my neck. So this is what I'm doing. I'm setting up chaturanga arms. I'm making a shelf for myself to go on. So my knees rest on the backs of my arms. So make that happen. And then I'm just gonna crouch down, grip the belly in, look forward and hold. If you can hover your feet and kind of hug them in. So normally you take crow and you're like this. We're going in with the crisscross. So you may only be here. Keep them crisscrossed. Try it. Hug in, you got to use your core muscles. Nice work. Squat pose is always there for you. Step or float, chaturanga. We got to try new things. Upward facing dog. We're going to do it again. Downward facing dog. The second time's always a little different. Land your left foot forward. Stay with me. Last standing poses here. Crescent lunge. We're almost done. Come on up. Hand slide to prayer. Inhale that breath. Hook the elbow and twist. So it's up to you, Laura. You can have your right heel pop up if that feels better. Yeah, it's much easier. Perfect. Rip the hips in. There's a little leaning back action. So the crown of the head, you want it to line up with your back left heel, back right heel, excuse me. You are not breathless. Rather than looking back, look sideways or look up. Last little. Yes, that helps get the round out. Look down, place both hands to the floor, pause. So Amy, do it again, twisting triangle on this side, just be consistent. Everyone else reach out, use a block, pop the leg up and slide the left hand to the flat part of your back. So you're moving into revolved Ardha Chandrasana. For those that aren't into revolved Ardha, that's revolved half moon. Twisting triangle is there for you. Lift from your inner thigh, spiral the toes down. Good, Dara. Yep, Reg, just do twisting triangle then. Yeah, you can have your hand on the shin or a block. Your hips are even either which way you're doing this. Yeah, it's a good one. Look down, left hand to the floor, pause. Keep your left foot where it is. Slide your right foot in front. Yeah, so they're crisscrossed. Perfect. Baby toes together, heels split apart. Cup the mat and fold. You may just want to fold straight down the center. This may be enough, or you can play with just like creeping around a little. Maybe going a little right, a little left. Like make it feel effective. You're breathing your hips up off your heels. The movement can be subtle. Eventually you make your way back to center. Okay, so you're gonna keep your feet the way they are and then just bend down. Just bend down, yeah. So the ankles are crossed and you're gonna plant your palms, split your knees apart, yeah. And take your knees into the backs of the arms with the big toes down. That's it. Stay here. This is a great place to be because you can just work on your eyes forward, your belly drawing in. You can always go into squat malasana if this isn't for you. I just like keeping those big toes down and hovering. So Lauren, split your knees apart more. Split them apart, split them apart. There you go. And then hover. You feel that, Beth? It's going to go right into that core. One side may be awesome. The other side might suck. Step or float. There's always tomorrow. You got it for a breath. Upward facing dog slides you through. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Slide your right knee forward for a half pigeon. Half pigeon. Yeah. After doing that, you need this. Yeah. Half pigeon pose. Use the strength of your body, come up. You're gonna lean onto the right side and swing the left leg around today for a seated spine twist. Actually, this is more for your piriformis than for your spine. So set yourself up so you're not sitting on your heel and then give your left leg a squeeze. Take your left hand to the base of your spine, sit up really tall and then just look over your shoulder. So as you look over your shoulder and you squeeze your leg in, it's kind of two things happening at once. Yeah. Good. Come to center. Neutralize yourself. Slide your right leg forward so it's going to line up with the front edge of the mat. And then take your left leg and we're going to go into double pigeon. Yeah. So lift your seat up and make sure you're sitting evenly. You want to get shin to shin. If this is, I know, this is why we need to do this pose. So what you can do, Aim, is take the purple block and place it in between the space of the thigh and the foot. I mean, Beth doesn't have a space because her hips are different than yours, but your hips are tight and it's okay. The other option is just to have crisscross and you can just stay upright like this. I think you need this more. Okay, so everybody's bodies are different. So you can't judge. That's it. Take your hands and press them into the base of your feet if you're, yes. And then inhale your breath, lengthen up, and exhale, you start to fold. My fold is about 1 inch, and then I get angry. So this is where I stop. Right. And this is a pose that you have to hold a little bit. We won't hold for too long, just a little bit. Yeah. Pull yourself up. Unravel your feet like this. Take your hands behind you. Inhale your breath. Lift up to reverse tabletop. I keep my neck neutral, but you can drop your neck back if you want. Nice and even. Outer arms, outer hips. Everything presses in and up. Exhale your breath. Lower your tailbone. Cross your ankles. Step or float through one last vinyasa today. This is it. Make it feel good. If you don't want to do it, you just go to a dog. And then when you get to this down dog, slide your left knee forward for half pigeon. Let your body just melt into the pose. They used to always say in all the trainings I've done over the 20 years, they're like, oh, hip opening, it pulls up so much emotion. Some people cry in the pose. I'm like, you're crying because it freaking hurts. You know, there's no emotion, it just hurts. Or maybe you're emotional from the pain. Good, pull your torso up. Keep the left leg where it is. Yeah, swing your right leg around. Seated spine twist. Make sure you're sitting evenly on both sides. The right hand goes close to your spine, yeah. And then you just give the right leg a little squeeze. You got it, perfect. Just make sure you're not sitting on your heel. And then inhale the breath, lengthen up. As you squeeze the leg at the same time, look over the shoulder and twist. Come back to center, neutralize, and then here we go. Left shin's gonna pull forward, and then the right ankle crosses over. What I do is I tent my fingertips and I actually lift my butt up, and then I lower back down so I know I'm not sitting on my hamstrings. And then, see, this side is better. There's always a side that you're like, I have a little better. Lauren's like, it's not better. Take your hands, place them into the base of the feet. And you could just be crisscross applesauce too. Perfect. Tracy, try the block in between the space between your thigh and see if that gives you a little stuff. Yes, that way. A little something, something. Yeah. You don't have to fold. You could just be upright in the pose and just breathe. Close your eyes. Pull your chest up. Unravel your legs, bend them in half. Inhale your breath, the fingers face your butt. Exhale the breath, lift up. If you want to do this with straight legs, you could stretch your legs out. Yeah. And lift up like this. It's the full table, reverse tabletop. You could just do it with bent knees too. Broaden across the upper shoulders, lift from your tailbones to the back of the knees. Exhale the breath, lower down. When your butt hits the floor, hug your knees in and just lay down on your back. Squeeze them in. Yeah. And reach for the outer blades of your feet for a happy baby. Pull the knees down around the ribs. Broaden the upper shoulders. And then wrap your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself one last squeeze. And then slide yourself out to Shavasana. Yeah, just lay down. Make yourself comfortable. Set yourself up. If you need to put something over your eyes, do that. Exhale the breath. Turn the palms open. And just rest. Pull yourself back in. Take a deep breath in. I think you fell asleep. Take a deep breath out. Hug your knees in towards your chest. And rock up if you feel like it in your own way. And just sit up nice and tall for a sec before you bounce off your mat and you run to your next thing. Just feel the effects of this morning's practice. It's always amazing how when you leave the practice, you feel so much better. Let the hands come to a prayer. Bow your head. Always have gratitude. Lift your head, open your eyes. Namaste. Nice work today. Awesome job. Good job for our Zoomers. Thanks for joining.